Good day everyone, I'm Denise and this will be your week 6 task in Earth Science. In this module entitled Water, Soil, and Me, you should be able to explain how different activities affect the quality and availability of water for human use. Identify human activities such as farming, construction of structures, and waste disposal that affect the quality and quantity of soil. Give ways of conserving and protecting the soil for future generations. But before we proceed to our first lesson in this module, answer the pretest on what I know. Write the letter of your choice that best completes the statement or answer. For Lesson 1 entitled Of Rifles and Reflection, Human Impacts on Freshwater, the goal of this lesson is to help you understand key water issues. You will take a look at seawater facts and analyze actions that affect different freshwater resource ecosystem and its life-sustaining functions. Through this unit, you will explore water used in the agriculture industry and household sectors. The lesson also introduces water audit and water footprints as tool for you and your family to identify current practices and future. After going through the lesson, you are expected to 1. Identify goods and services supplied by water resource ecosystems. 2. Record and analyze your direct and indirect use of water. 3. Explain how human actions from the different sectors affect access to fresh water, and plan water consumption and management practice that increase water quality and availability. In the previous module, you have learned about the various water resources on Earth. Recall that we live on a blue planet where water circulates through the water cycle in its different states, as water vapor, liquid water, and ice. The fresh water in our world is found in 3 main places. Atmospheric water in the air either as solid, liquid, or gas. Surface water as runoff and base flow and from the catchment areas like lakes. Groundwater in the cracks and space of soil sand and rock underground, generally adequate and of high quality that does not require treatment for human use. But despite the seeming abundance of water on Earth, fresh water availability is less than 2.5% of the world's water supply. Of this percentage, less than 1/3 is easily accessible from surface water bodies like lakes and rivers, and from the underground stored in aquifers. This leaves us with less than 1% available for water sanitation and hygiene needs. For first written work on What's New Activity 1 entitled Mouth-Watering Options, for the first part A, you and I use water in many ways. How much water you use daily is a measure of your water footprint and can be traced back to actions and choices you make. On your science note, make a table similar to Table 1. Using the first column list as many ways in which you use water. Do this for a minute or 2. When you're done, encircle the answer where you directly see or handle water. Activities like these are ways you directly use water for the intended purpose. Now fill this second column with things you have to use daily. Using these products like food, clothes, or electric power are ways of indirectly using water that we refer as virtual water. Answer the followed question after. For the second part, your diet and lifestyle make up the largest part of your individual water footprint. If you are to have your breakfast, which option in Figure 2 would you choose and why? Your reasons may be personal, food budget, energy needs, nutrient value, or simply an appetite for craving. Yet your choice is very much related to local and global freshwater resource consumption. Consider Figure 3 and choose which breakfast. As you have listed on Table 1, there are two categories of water used: direct and indirect. You directly use water in different activities like hand washing, drinking, cooking, bathing, cleaning, and many more. You also use water indirectly through the food you eat, the things you buy, and even the energy used. The water used to produce or process a commodity, commercial goods, or service is referred to as virtual water. Water footprint is the measure of virtual water along the food production consumption chain. Within this week, you will make a simple water audit of your direct water used for 24 hours. To help you prepare for it, analyze Table 2 for direct and indirect water uses and the total volume per use. Generally, water is required in the different paper production stages, from growing wood to processing pulp into paper products. But most of the water is required in growing the tree. Where water consumption refers to the forced evapotranspiration, then there's additional water used during the manufacturing process in the industrial stage, mostly due to the evaporation and contamination of groundwater. In this lesson, you will do a household water audit. This is a quantitative analysis of water use from entry into the home up to its discharge as waste for excess water. Doing a water audit involves calculating your direct water use and identifying simple ways for reducing water consumption. Practice how to do a simple water audit for virtual water uses. For a second written work on What's More, Activity 2 entitled Water Audit Virtual Water Use. List the main raw food and beverage ingredients for meal D, E, and F on Figure 3. For a fair test, use 60 grams of vegetable or meat per serving. Use Table 2 for reference and conversion of virtual water used in proportion to 1 serving. Write the corresponding amount of required water to grow and produce each raw product. Computate and compare the total amount of virtual water content for each meal. A sample virtual water audit was done for you as a guide. Computations did not include water used during cooking. After that, answer the following questions.
Hello learners, I'm our brother Santos. You're doing great. In this part of our module, you will understand the footprint of water. The footprint of water is a measure of the direct and indirect freshwater used in producing products and services. The water footprint is expressed in the term of total volume of fresh water. There are three elements of water footprint: green, blue, and gray. The water footprint is a product of divided into three functions, each of which identified by a different color: green, blue, and gray. The green element refers to the consumption of water contained in plants and soil in the form of moisture, without being part of any surface or body of groundwater. The blue element refers to the volume of water used and then evaporated or incorporated into a product from either surface or groundwater that is not returned to reservoir from which it is drawn. The gray element refers to the pollution of water resources and defined as a volume of fresh water needed to dilute the pollutant load generated by a given process, so as to maintain unchanged the concentration naturally present and the quality standards of the water from its original source. New Activity 3, page 6. Hi learners, from this activity, for a letter A, Complete the table by filling in the human activities on the freshwater and answer the question 7 to 8. For letter B, there is an image show the anthropogenic. Anthropogenic referring to environmental change caused or influenced by people, either directly or indirectly. And answer question 9 to 10. Letter C. Figure 5 show the people affect the freshwater resources ecosystem. Humans directly change the dynamics of the water cycle through dams constructed for a water storage and through water withdrawals for industrial, agricultural, and domestic purposes. Climate change is expected to additionally affect the water supply and demand. Answer question 11 to 13. Good luck, learners! What is it? Read and analyze. Page 8 to 9. In this part of our module, you will understand the watermarks of model ripples. Ripple marks are sedimentary structures and indicates agitation by water, current or waves, or wind. Ripple marks are range of sediment that form in response to wind blowing along a layer of sediment. The symmetry of water current ripple marks indicate whether they are formed by gentle waves or faster waves currents. What's more, read and analyze page 11. Learners, read and analyze the human impacts on fresh water. Water withdrawal for human use shrink and degrades habitats. Run from agriculture and urban areas hurts water quality. Draining of wetland from development plates habitats. Overexploitment and pollution treat groundwater supplies. You're doing great, learners. Let's proceed to your next task, shall we? What I have learned, Activity 4, page 12. For this activity, complete the sentence for each indirect driver and the influences land conversion threats to the water resources. Follow the table 6 to answer this activity. Good luck, learners! What I can do, Activity 5, page 13. Hello, learners! For our activity, create a table consists of my 24 water use and hand washing. After the activity, compute how many liters you use in one day. Follow the table in your module and do this activity for one day. Good luck, learners! You have additional activities, page 14. For this activity, choose one activity between option 1 to 3. Option 1, create a table like what we use in What I Can Do, page 13, not really for yourself, but for your family. Create a list like table 7 and make a comparisons. For option 2, write a letter to your parent or guardian on how you can help to use water more efficiently in your house. For option 3, create family water, sanitation, and hygiene table and research study based from the combined iWash data on your family. Kindly follow the table 8. Good luck, learners! Since you are done with the learning task in this lesson, please check the learning task with the answer key at the end of this week's module. Remember, do not cheat. You're done in our lesson for today. I hope you are now aware on what is the impact of human to the freshwater. Congratulations, learners. See you in our next lesson.